Welcome to the series of career leadership. The session for today, the second session, titled Be a Social Transformer. What business entrepreneurs are to the economy, social transformers are to the social change. They are driven, creative individuals who question the status quo, exploit new opportunities, refuse to give up, and remake the world for better. They believe that if you aren't making a difference in other people's life, you shouldn't be in a business. Social transformers are those who know how to make an idea a reality and ask the most urgent question, what are you doing for others? Social transformers are important because they provide a framework for business to find their own success in the pursuit of helping others. I would like to request Professor Arshia Kapoor, Head of the Department Fashion, to take over the session.
Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you for the second session of the day on career and leadership. We shall today briefly touch upon the topic of social transformation and understand the impact made by our esteemed guests today in this area. Please join me in welcoming our guests for today, Ms. Neha Saikia, Ms. Manju Lodha, Dr. Manisha Gupte, and Mr. Raj Brar. May I request you all to please kindly welcome all of them on our dais. Thank you so much. Let us begin the session by looking at the area of work that our esteemed guests have been working in. To start with, Dr. Manisha Gupte. Can we have the AV, please? Dr. Manisha Gupte.
Dr. Manisha Gupte, a microbiologist and a sociologist, is co-founder of the rural feminist CPO, Mahila Sarvangin Utkarsh Mandal, MASUM, a non-governmental organization. MASUM works with marginalized women in about 20 villages in Pune and Ahmednagar districts of Maharashtra and has, through community participation, made them capable of standing up for their own rights and fighting for the rights of others. MASUM has been supporting LGBTQ+ rights since the 1980s. In an interview with the QNet, she shared her hopes that 100 years from now, there will be a day when being queer would not make a difference as everyone would be treated equally. She helped galvanize social change after learning tough lessons along the way. For the past 40 years, she has been a leader in the women's health and rights movements in India as well as on the international stage. We are glad to have you with us at Persona Fest.
Dr. Manisha Gupte is an activist for women's rights movement in India. She has been an active member in portraying and working towards health and civil rights movement. She has studied microbiology and then sociology. She co-founded MASUM, a rural women's organization, in 1987 and has been its co-convener since then. She spent a year in the Department of International Health at the Johns Hopkins University at Baltimore as a visiting fellow. She is actively associated with progressive organizations nationally, regionally, and internationally as an advisor and board member. She has participated in and has promoted several causes and campaigns related to women's health, reproductive, sexual, and minority rights, violence against women. She has worked on policy issues with the state and central government in India over the past 3 decades. She has also co-edited a book titled Honor and Women's Rights, South Asian Perspectives. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Manisha Gupte. Our next guest is Ms. Neha Saikia. Sneha is a traveling chef and has been awarded National Award for Women's Entrepreneur in 2016. She is a gracious host who enjoys hosting pop-ups both in India and internationally, specially featuring food from her native land, Assam, which she particularly is passionate about. She enjoys experiencing and learning about foods from all across the world, in addition to interacting with culinary professionals from different disciplines. She has also participated as a speaker in both international and Indian conferences regarding redefining business in society and the age of information and technology. A very warm welcome to you, Ms. Sneha. Our next guest is Ms. Manju Lodha. Mrs. Manju Lodha is an ardent philanthropist, poet, and a writer based out of Mumbai. She is chairperson of NGO Lodha Foundation that aims to improve the lives of communities by making investments and initiatives in the fields of education, culture, literature, sports, and water resources. The Lodha Foundation has been involved in uplifting the underprivileged and women for past 17 years. She focuses on the areas that are related to health, education, and livelihood. It has also initiatives for promotion of art, culture, religion, and patriotism, besides providing civil support services and relief work during calamities. Thank you so much for gracing with your presence today, ma'am, and a very warm welcome to you. Our last guest for today is Mr. Raj Brar. Raj is a global entrepreneur, being a specialist in international business acquisition and development, having a strong background in real estate investment, finance, as well as investing in cryptocurrency projects. He has created multiple business in his career, some were failures, which he embraces as the school of learning, and some into multi-million-dollar companies. This process has led him into becoming sophisticated investor, and he also understands trends regarding ideas and technologies. His main belief and teaching is understanding your external life from your relationships, finances, health, which mirror all your inner state. You must all start at the cost to change the effects, starting with the 4 pillars of life, which he not only speaks about, but lives himself, as he strongly believes that it all starts from within. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Raj. So with today's introduction, let us start today's session, and let us start with the basic question that we all are looking at today, that what are the areas of social entrepreneurship that our freshers and students who are currently pursuing their education, what can they pursue once they are out from here? I'll join you at the dais, and if I can have a mic on the stage, please. Hi. Okay. So let us start today's session by first trying to understand that what are the areas of social entrepreneurship that you feel the students can take up once they are during their pursuing their education और आफ्टर दे हैव completed their education. ऐसे कौन से सेक्टर्स या एरियाज है जिसमें कि स्टूडेंट्स अपना योगदान दे सकते हैं जो कि सोशल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की ओर काम कर सके? This question is open to all of you. Anyone can start with.
सबसे पहले तो बच्चे जब को ये कोशिश करनी चाहिए पर्यावरण की रक्षा की. आज इसकी हमें बहुत ज़रूरत है. पेड़ों का उगाने का कार्य करना चाहिए हमें, और हो सके तो हमें लोगों को जैसे कि जिस भी विद्यार्थी को जो कला आती हो उसे वो कला दूसरे को सिखाने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वो पढ़ाई कराए, उसे हो सकता है कि अच्छा नृत्य आता हो, अच्छा संगीत आता हो, किसी न किसी माध्यम से वो किसी न किसी को आगे लाने में सहभागी बन सके. ये धीरे धीरे करते हुए हम सीढ़ी दर सीढ़ी आगे बढ़कर सोशल रिफॉर्म ला सकते हैं.
बिल्कुल मैम, थैंक यू सो मच. Dr. Manisha, if you would like to share some input on this.
I would say that social entrepreneurship, social transformation is about changing the mind. It's about changing society. It's about changing the way people think. And anyone who studies anything can be useful in this social transformation. So many times we take up education that we don't even know why we took up. It's because there's a conveyor belt. People, parents including, 12वीं में अच्छे marks मिल गए या मिलने चाहिए, तो go in for medicine, go in for engineering, at the most go for law or architecture. You don't even know at the end of it whether you are fit for that job. And then you spend all your life on that conveyor belt in the rat race. Now let's remember one thing, that rats are not happy people at all. Yeah? And if we want a society in which all human beings' dignity is respected, that is the basis of the understanding of human rights. That's the basis of the understanding of the Indian Constitution, that is based on equality, on secularism, on, being all kinds of equality. Yeah? So I would say that whatever you study, you can do something good for society, and don't let education become an albatross around your neck. So just to give you an example, I studied microbiology. I went halfway through PhD not knowing why. I loved microbiology. I was even teaching immunology and medical microbiology. But I didn't know whether I really wanted to be in a lab. So I came out and followed my heart. My partner, my husband, has a PhD in chemical engineering from IIT and UDCT. So now what's the difference between a human being and an anthill or a honeycomb or a bear or a squirrel that hoards food for the winter? So is it only about eating, reproducing? Jada punji banao, and then your children have to make more punji after that? What's the difference between any other species on this earth, considering that we are probably the worst species on earth? But what is the difference between us and other people? It's that we can make a change in society. And I think that is very important, that wherever you are, as Gandhi said, Antyodaya, the last person in India, identify that last person in India and see if everything that you do makes a difference in that person's life.
That's so well put, ma'am. I want to put a question to Mr. Raj, and like you have mentioned, and you keep saying that very often, that the change begins from within. Can you share us your own personal story or your own personal growth of how you have come to this conclusion, or how this becomes so important and relevant in today's time of bringing the change from within?
My personal experience, I'll be straight up. I wanted money. People are not straight. I chased money. I wanted success. We throw around this word success. And you know what? I came from nothing. I made millions. And all I did, whatever you are inside, that money's going to feed that. So it fed my ego. I had a blown up ego. Okay, so we need another person in this world who has a blown up ego. Now, I lost my money 3 times. I came back from nothing and made it again. But I wasn't being fulfilled from the inside, right? I made money. Money's empty. Once you get money, you're going to get more cars, you're going to get more homes. But at the end of the day, it's an illusion. And someone told me this, who's very spiritually enlightened, and he said, it's an illusion. And I said, what are you talking about? This is money, man. I could touch this money. I could buy things with money. But until you get to that level where you have that money, you're chasing it, you get it, what comes after that? You're going to buy these things. These things are empty. Things are not going to go with you wherever you're going to go. And I realized that, hey, okay, I can make money. I know how to make money. I can lose money, and I made it back again. But I'm not being fulfilled on the inside. And for me, that's when my change came. I'm like, hey, man, you're living a very empty, shallow life. And it was all about me at that time. And, you know, my journey, I've lost 100 pounds. I grew up overweight all my life. And I did it for myself. I lost that weight. But then I said, hey, okay, you know what? I lost weight. I made money. Now let me show people, hey, you know, you can do it too, right? I'm in India. I've come back to India. I was born in Canada. I see where India is going. And I want to be a part of my country to be on that curve of coming up. But also, yes, I'm building an empire, but I want to make impact. I want to make change. And we live in the best era of all time where we can make impact by our social media feed, okay? So it's not just about going to school anymore. You have another duty that what am I adding to society? Am I adding negative things or am I adding positive things? And I realize the more positivity that you add to society, the more positive comes into your life. So you mix the two. So I'm like, okay, well, great, I'm on this journey to build things. Creation is one of our God-given rights. But at the same time, you want to impact people around you. You want to be a leader? Well, you better live the life and you better impact the people around you. And you can't just say, okay, well, when I get successful, I'll impact people. No, that starts now. That starts today. When you leave here, you think in your mind, how am I impacting with this social media feed I'm doing today? Or how am I going to affect people with the comment I'm going to leave? You have that ability. And you have to be conscious of that because we have enough negativity in the world. And you got to be conscious of that today. Not looking at when I achieve success, I'm going to make a difference. A difference comes today by encouraging someone, by being that positivity in your circle. And that's what social impact is. And it starts today, man. It's not tomorrow.
It's very well said that small steps may lead and will lead to greater beginnings and greater ends. Coming to that point, Sneha, I want to come to you and say that you have been trying to bring small changes by something very simple, many a times overused or overabused, that is food. And everyone nowadays is very conscious about what's happening with food. It's not just something that you feed on, but there's also so much cultural aspect to it. And you have been doing some fantastic work in that area. Can you please enlighten us about that? And how are you trying to bring change through something like you would never think as food?
Well, first of all, let me thank Sunita Karad and Jyoti Singh to introduce me for this prestige event at MIIT. Thank you so much. And regarding my journey in food it's very different, you know. It was like you can say I'm like a rebel because when I first came to Delhi, people hardly knew anything about Northeast cuisine. I am from Assam. So Indian food means only butter chicken and masala food. You know, people hardly knew anything about Northeast food. And whenever I used to say I'm from Assam, they used to tease me, you know, okay, so you eat snakes, you eat lizards, you eat insects like that. So, you know, it was like my challenge that, okay, let me introduce my cuisine to rest of the part of India. That's how I started my journey. I started cooking, I started inviting people, and then, you know, 2 days in 2 events, I just invited people, and, you know, I just served them our Assamese food. And then suddenly, slowly, people started liking, and then they started asking me, when are you inviting us next? And that's how I started, you know, making it a commercial aspect, commercial point. And now I have introduced Table for 6 in my house every weekend. So I introduce my cuisine to people, I charge. But then with the society, you know, I buy all my ingredients from the villages. There is no middleman, all from Assam. My ingredients are coming from Assam. And, you know, that's how I'm helping them. And also, you know, I am giving little bit contribution to our weavers because people out there, they are not exposed to rest of part of India, not much exposed. So I try to, see, I'm wearing my Assam is Naga tribe, sarong, and I'm wearing the jewelry. That's how I represent them. And people ask me about it, and I introduce the weavers to the rest of part of India. And that's how I'm giving little bit of contribution to the society. I can't say that, you know, I have achieved a lot, but I am trying very hard.
That's a fantastic story, Sneha. Thank you for sharing it with us. मैम आपसे मैं जानना चाहती हूँ कि आप काफ़ी सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स के साथ काम करते हैं और आप विमेंस एम्पावरमेंट के लिए काफ़ी इनिशिएटिव्स ले रहे हैं. क्या आप हमें बता सकते हैं कि हमारे स्टूडेंट्स उस सेक्शन में अगर इंटरेस्टेड है और आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं तो शुरुआत कैसे करें? कौन सा पहला स्टेप है जो वो ले और किस तरीके से आगे बढ़ सकते हैं?
हाँ, सबसे पहले तो पूना वालों को सबको मेरा नमस्कार, सारे स्टूडेंट्स को मेरा नमस्कार। मैं पहले एक बात आप लोगों से कहती हूँ कि अपनी आँखों में ख्वाब सजाए रखिए, अपने होठों पर मुस्कुराहट के गुलाब खिलाए रखिए। वक्त अच्छा हो या बुरा कोई गम नहीं, खुद को खुद के दिल की राजधानी का शहंशाह बनाए रखिए, शहंशाह बनाए रखिए। कि हर चेहरे पर नूर है, हर चेहरा है खिला खिला, यूं ही हंसता गाता बतियाता बढ़ता रहे ये काफिला हमारा, ये काफिला हमारा। मैं सबसे पहले तो बच्चों को कहना चाहती हूँ कि पहले तो आप अपनी पढ़ाई पूरी कीजिए, अपने पैरों पर खड़े होजिए। उसके बाद आप क्या करना चाहते हैं पहले आप उसके बारे में सोचिए कि मुझे क्या करना है, क्या चीज़ मैं करना चाहता हूँ, क्या हासिल करना चाहता हूँ, कब तक करना चाहता हूँ। अपने आप से ये मत पूछिए कि मैं ये कार्य कर सकता हूँ या नहीं, अपने आप से पूछिए कि मैं ये कार्य कितने दिनों में पूरा कर सकता हूँ। तब आपके सामने कोई भी दुविधा नहीं रहेगी। छोटी छोटी बातों से ही हमें कार्य करना है। देखिए, पूरे संसार को आप बदल नहीं सकते हो, पूरे संसार में आप खुशियाँ नहीं ला सकते, लेकिन हमारा मकसद ये होना चाहिए कि हमारे जीवन में हमारी वजह से किसी एक भी चेहरे पर मुस्कुराहट आती है तो हमारा जीवन सफल है। कहते हैं कि कांटे आते हैं तो आने दो, तुम सिर्फ एक फूल खिला दो, अंधेरे को कोसो मत, तुम सिर्फ एक दीप जला दो। एक फूल की भी सुगंध सूची दूर दूर तक जाती है, एक दीप की कनक मलिका तम पर विजय मनाती है। जो एक एक फूल खिला दें हम सब मिलकर तो चीर बसंत कहलाए, और जो एक एक दीप हम सब मिलकर जला लें तो अंधकार का नामो निशान मिट जाए, अंधकार का नामो निशान मिट जाए। तो आप सब मिलकर, इस संसार में अंधकार है ही नहीं, सब जगह सूरज है। अंधकार इसलिए है कि हम उसे दूर करने की कोशिश नहीं करते। तो आज हम मिलकर यहाँ से प्रण करेंगे कि हम में से हर कोई एक एक चेहरे पर मुस्कुराहट लाएगा। लाओगे? आपको इसी तरह से आगे बढ़ना है कि मेरे जीवन में मुझे एक चेहरे पर मुस्कुराहट लानी है, इन शब्दों के साथ कि मैं इत्र से महकूं, ये आरजू नहीं है, तमन्ना बस यही है कि मेरे किरदार से खुशबू आए, मेरे किरदार से खुशबू आए। तो हमें इसी तरह से कार्य करना चाहती है। राह बहुत है, बस हमें सोचना है कि मुझे किस दिशा में जाना है। दिशा मिल गई तो आप जीवन में कुछ भी कर सकते हो, आसमान तक पहुंच सकते हो, और किसी भी असफलता पे डरना नहीं है। अब्राहम लिंकन को याद करना, 21 साल से लगाकर 52 साल तक वह हर क्षेत्र में असफल हुए, लेकिन उन्होंने अपना आत्मविश्वास नहीं खोया, और उसके बदले में उन्हें क्या मिला? 52 साल की उम्र में वो क्या बने? विश्व के सबसे बड़े ताकतवर देश के राष्ट्रपति बने। तो आप में से भी ये सब बन सकते हैं। हमारे मोदी जी को देख लीजिए, चाय वाले के बेटे से वो क्या बन गए। लाल बहादुर शास्त्री को याद करिए, और कल आप में से कोई ऐसा होगा जो हमारे देश के सर्वोच्चम स्थान पर पहुंचेगा। ये मैं आपको बधाई देती हूँ कि कभी उम्मीदें उगड़ जाए तो मेरे पास चले आना, मैं हौसलों का दर्जी हूँ, मुफ्त में रफू कर दूंगा, मुफ्त में रफू कर दूंगा।
क्या बात है मैम, आपने एकदम जान डाल दी पूरे क्राउड में। बहुत बढ़िया, आपकी जो पंक्तियाँ आपने लिखी है बहुत खूब। थैंक यू सो मच। Dr. Manisha, आपसे I would like to know that can you tell us the area of work that Masoom works with, and what kind of initiatives does this NGO work in the areas that are regarding social transformations?
तो हो गए 45 साल हो गए गरीबों के साथ काम करते हुए। पहले 10 साल जो थे वो बम्बई के झुग्गी झोपड़ियों में काम किया, और पिछले 35 साल से यहाँ से आप ऊपर जाएंगे तो पूरे सूखे का इलाका है। पुरंदर तहसील है, यहाँ से आप आगे जाएंगे तो दौंड तहसील का जो सूखे का इलाका है, भोर तहसील है, और अहमदनगर डिस्ट्रिक्ट के पारनेर तहसील में जो सारे गरीब और भिल बस्तियाँ हैं वहाँ पे काम करते हैं। एक चीज़ जो मतलब हिंसा के विरोध में भी काम करते हैं, स्वास्थ्य के अधिकारों के बारे में भी काम करते हैं। महिलाएं जो हैं उन्होंने ग्राम सभा में उनके लिए एक स्थान बनना चाहिए और महिलाओं ने जाके महिलाओं के सवाल और पुरुषों ने भी जो है वो समानता के सवाल उठाने चाहिए, उस पे काम करते हैं। 1500-2000 बच्चों के साथ हर महीने खेलते हैं। युवा जो हैं वो उनके साथ में भी बहुत सारे युवा अधिकारों के काम करते हैं। जल्दी शादियां ना हो, उनके मन के विरुद्ध शादियां ना हो, इस सब के बारे में भी काम करते हैं। तो मैं यहाँ पे जो युवा सारे बैठे हुए हैं उनको ये बताना चाहूँगी कि जो गांव में मैंने सीखा मैं आपको सिखा नहीं रही हूँ, बता रही हूँ। पहले तो ये है कि जो बोल रहे हैं लोग, लर्न टू लिसन, नॉट जस्ट हियर। हियरिंग इज अ फंक्शन ऑफ द ईयर्स, बट टू लिसन, आपका माइंड एंगेज्ड है, सामने वाला क्या बोल रहा है उसके साथ में। द सेकंड इज लिसन व्हाट पीपल आर सेइंग बिटवीन द लाइन्स। कई बार गरीब है वो अमीर के सामने बोल नहीं सकता है, औरतें हैं मर्दों के सामने बोल नहीं सकती है, दलित हैं सवर्णों के सामने बोल नहीं सकते हैं, रिलीजियस माइनॉरिटीज है मेजॉरिटी के सामने बोल नहीं सकते हैं। व्हाट इज इट दैट दे आर ट्राइंग टू से is what you have to understand and listen. And what the rural communities and poorest communities taught me most was to listen to silence. Silence is deafening. और अगर आप सन्नाटे को सुन सकते हैं तो फिर लोगों की पीड़ा आप समझ सकते हैं। तो इसलिए whatever work you do, do not believe कि सामने वाले जो बैठे हुए हैं चाहे वो जितने भी गरीब हो वो बेवकूफ है। अगर आप 2 आंखों से उनको देख रहे हैं तो वो 2000 आंखों से आपको देख रहे हैं, आपको सुन रहे हैं, आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज जो है वो देख रहे हैं। इतना ही नहीं, आप क्या बोलते हैं और आप क्या करते हैं उसमें अगर कोई विसंगति हो तो वो भी लोग जानते हैं। सो पीपल डू नॉट डू व्हाट यू से, पीपल डू व्हाट यू डू, दे लिसन टू व्हाट यू डू। और इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि देयर कैन नॉट बी अ डिस्टिंक्शन बिटवीन व्हाट यू से एंड व्हाट यू डू। तो जिनको आज तक समाज में बोलने के लिए या काम करने के लिए चांस नहीं मिला है, वो चांस देना हम कोई उनके ऊपर उपकार नहीं कर रहे। वी आर गिविंग देम द स्पेस दैट दे डिड नॉट हैव अंटिल नाउ। द लास्ट थिंग आई वुड वांट टू से इज दैट, आपने सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स के बारे में भी बात की, सब कुछ किया। आई वुड से वी आर देयर ओनली एज अ कैटलिस्ट। हम जाते हैं तो हम लोगों की जिंदगी बदलते नहीं हैं। वी जस्ट गो देयर एंड लाइट द स्पार्क दैट इज ऑलरेडी देयर इन पीपल, एंड देन पीपल हैव टू लीड देयर ओन लाइव्स। बिकॉज इफ आई टेल अ वुमन हु इज बीइंग बीटन बाय अ हस्बैंड कि बहना छोड़ दो ना बहुत, बट शी नोज हाउ टू सर्वाइव इन दैट हाउस अलॉन्ग विद दैट वायलेंस। ना मैं ये कह सकती हूँ कि बहना वही रहो, ना मैं ये कहूँगी कि तुम छोड़ो। शी हैज़ टू मेक अप हर माइंड, एंड व्हेन शी मेक्स अप हर माइंड देन शी इज एम्पावर्ड। सरकारी अस्पताल में जाके गरीब जब सवाल पूछता है तो उसके अंदर वो ताकत होनी चाहिए जो ताकत मैं बाहर से नहीं दे सकती हूँ। एंड आई थिंक क्रिएटिंग दैट करेज दैट इज ऑलरेडी देयर इन पीपल, whether you do self-help groups, whether you whatever, do not see yourself as a benefactor. See yourself as a partner in people's lives. And if we are able to do that, if we are able to learn this, this is what I would like to tell not only my young friends, but I would like to tell people also of my generation. Learning is a lifelong process. It never ends. जिस दिन आप learnings भूल जाते हैं, we are dead. So learning is a lifelong process and it's difficult. What is even more difficult is unlearning. जो हमको बचपन से सिखाया गया है, hatred for other people, कि कोई ऊंचा है कोई नीचा है, all these things that we have been taught since childhood, we carry this baggage on our backs. And I think it's time, my young friends, to drop it right now. Don't wait until you are too old to drop it. So learn and unlearn, and learn from people's lived realities, because they have lived the life. We have not lived the life that people have lived in the most difficult circumstances. इतना ही मैं जिंदगी में सीखी हूँ. Thank you.
That's so very well put, because what you have said just now, it makes so much sense that partnering and then creating and bringing a change makes so much more difference than just trying to change things abruptly. My next question would be for both Raj and Sneha. If both of you can address this, since both of you have brought in change by things that is mostly unseen, that is food around you. Raj, you have had an amazing transformation where you have said that you have lost 100 pounds. And I'm struggling to lose a couple of pounds since many days, many months rather. So can you both share that, my question is that we say that food makes man, but now you see that food is a reason for not just good health, but bad health among people. And both of you are aggressively working in this area. So what are your views on it, Sneha and Raj?
Food is very misunderstood. Especially, being an Indian, we have a lot of conditioning that goes back in our dogma. So we say our culture. So we're bringing that culture with us, and we're choosing our foods based on the past. Now that's bringing your past into the future. Food is our base. Food is thy medicine. And one has to understand that when you're overweight, I was severely obese since I was a child. And the issue wasn't in the body. The body reflects the mind. So when you look at somebody's body, that's a reflection of their mind. Body is thy slave, mind is thy master. These are two separate entities. And we as humans, we have to understand, okay, well, wait, this is not one entity. I'll give you an example. Someone's saying, okay, I'm going to start the gym next week. And when it comes 6 o'clock, the alarm goes off, and the body and mind are conflicted. The mind said the day before, yeah, I got to go to the gym, but 6 o'clock comes, and the body's like, no, I don't want to get up. But you slept an extra hour, then all of a sudden you got this energy, but you didn't go to the gym. So they're going to trick each other, and you have to gain control of who's the master. The command comes from here. He's the coach. This is the basketball team, or the cricket team, or whatever team you want to call it. But you got to build those connections. And now, when you go even further, when people are eating, they're following their tongue, okay? So the tongue gives a signal. The signal goes to the stomach. That signals the brain. That's not how it works. The stomach's not even hungry. This command has to come from the mind, okay? And when you're feeding your tongue, when you eat something, tongue has control over you, and tongue's already telling you, what am I going to eat next? And then you eat the next meal, then you're thinking about 3 meals ahead. So the connection is all cut up here. But when you go back to your basics, when you go to raw, natural food, and that's where now humanity is going. I myself, I grew up obese, I was into drinking. I became a vegan. I don't drink, I don't eat meat. And I grew up eating all these things, but I don't say I can't. I never say I can't. I make the changes that I gotta make because it's for my health. And I understand health impacts everything. And emotion is just energy in motion. And they're not real, they're chemical reactions. So when you're eating bad food, that creates an emotion and energy inside of you. So when you're consistently stuck in eating bad food, you're creating bad energy in your body. And that's gonna affect your mood, that's gonna affect how you talk to people, and that's gonna affect your aura of energy. And all of a sudden you get sucked into this negative energy and you're just eating more negative food. Food is either positive or it's negative. If you're eating dead food, I eat all alive food. You're eating dead, processed, sugar-laden food. That's what you're gonna come inside. When you're eating alive food that's vibrant, full of color, you feel alive, right? If you talked to me about 15 years ago, I was dead inside because I was feeding myself dead food. Alcohol, meat, sugar, all these things that are taking my energy down. And anybody that's around me, I'm not gonna give them positive energy. But now, when you think of it as energy and you're looking at this food and, hey, this food is alive. I'm feeding myself with alive food that's still alive. And that's going inside of you. That's going to raise your energy up. So your food, we go to the doctor. Our society says, okay, I got an illness. I'm going to go to the doctor. Okay, the doctor's going to give you a medication. He's going to give you a drug because the doctor's in business to stay in business. He's not going to cure your problem. go back, I'll cut up someone's lifestyle, say, what are you eating for breakfast? What are you eating for lunch? What are you eating for dinner? And when you chop it all down, it goes down to your food. So if you take those drugs, you get rid of them in your life, and you replace it with alive, healthy food that's organic, that's nourishing your body, all your ailments are gonna be gone. And I'm a living proof of that. My gym sessions are at higher levels, my thinking's at higher level, my communication is higher level, like everything in my life elevated when I changed my food. And as I got better in eliminating dairy, eliminating meat, eliminating the alcohol, I was like, whoa, I'm operating at levels I never even thought that I can operate. Every third day I fast for 30 hours. People say, you're crazy. I'm like, you don't know the benefits that I get, but you start, it's like, you know, if you're driving a Lamborghini and you're used to that driving that Lamborghini and your body's much more than a Lamborghini, and I come back to you after a year and I say, hey, give me that Lamborghini back, I'm gonna give you the keys to this Hyundai. You're gonna say, no, man, I'm keeping my Lamborghini. I like my Lamborghini. Your body's no different, right? So you feed yourself. Someone buys $1 million Lamborghini, they're gonna give it the best gas, but your body's not worth that, right? You gotta feed it the best foods. You gotta give it. And I'll give you another example. Somebody spend $1 million on a horse. So if I tell you, I ask you this question today, if you spent $1 million on a horse today, what are you gonna feed that horse tomorrow? You're not gonna feed him terrible food. You're gonna have the best coach. You're gonna have the best food. And you're gonna give it the best things that it deserves. Now I ask you, are you not that horse? Like, what's wrong with your brain? You gotta wake up and you gotta say, hey man, I am the horse. There's no other thing here. You gotta feed yourself the foods in your body, in your mind, and the control's all up to you. Nobody's gonna come do it for you. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die. People are gonna watch you die, right? But if you're gonna live and you're gonna thrive and you wanna be successful, it's up to you, because nobody's coming to save you. And if that's not motivation for someone to say, hey man, I better get my ass in gear, then nothing's gonna save you, man. That's it. Just wake up. Wake up.
Well, I differ, Raj. I don't. For me, food is passion. For me, food, you can win the world through food. Cook good food, eat meal with together, eat meal with people, and win the heart. And you know, because of my food, I get calls from journalists. You know, we want to feature you because of my food. And I believe, you know, there is one life. Enjoy your life. Eat moderately. Eat everything. And of course, I drink also, but in a moderate way. I enjoy my cocktails. I'm not alcoholic, but I enjoy everything. One life, so enjoy everything. Eat moderately. Everything, do it in a moderate way. That's it.
I read somewhere that it was written that eat like what your ancestors ate.
Yes.
So maybe, yeah, both of you in your own ways, what you're saying is absolutely right.
Yeah, see, you should have a good eating habit. Our eating habits are not good in our modern lifestyle, you know. I was telling him that, you know, I don't eat my breakfast. I straight away eat my lunch because that's our culture. You know, we have been taught that when I go to Assam, by 7:30 and 8 o'clock, I eat my lunch. And that's a very lavish lunch. And afternoon, 2:30, it's our tea culture. Still, we maintain the tea culture. We have tea, we had cookies, pitas and all. And dinner, we eat by 6:30 and 7. And if you read the Ayurveda, our ancestors, I think that was the correct eating habit. Eat before sunset, if I am right. Yeah? So, eat everything in a moderate way.
So, coming to... मैम आपसे मैं जानना चाहती हूँ कि जो आप विमेन एम्पावरमेंट के लिए काम कर रहे हैं उसमें किस तरह के काम होते हैं जो सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स काम कर रहे हैं वो किस एरियाज़ में काम कर रहे हैं क्या उनको कोई स्पेशल ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है और इंडिपेंडेंट बनाने के लिए किस तरह की अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ दी जाती है
हम लोगों ने आज से 25 साल पहले कला कौशलम करके शुरू किया था जहाँ पर हम महिलाओं को मेहंदी, ब्यूटिशियन, इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग, पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट करते हैं। साथ में ही लड़कों के लिए हमने वेल्डिंग, इलेक्ट्रिशियन, मोबाइल रिपेयर, इस तरह के कार्य शुरू किए कि वो अपने पैरों पर खड़े हो सकें। क्योंकि मेरा मानना है कि अगर आप किसी को भोजन सुबह दोगे, आपको दोपहर में देना है, शाम को देना है, लेकिन आपने किसी को अपने पैरों पर खड़ा कर दिया, फिर आपको किसी को कुछ भी देने की आवश्यकता नहीं होती है, वो स्वयं दूसरों को देने लगता है। और इस तरह से हमारी कई महिलाएं आज अपने पैरों पर खड़ी हैं। वो आकर जब कहती हैं कि आज मैं अपनी तरफ से अपना घर चला रही हूँ, तो ये सुनकर मुझे बड़ी ही खुशी होती है। इसके अलावा हम विडोज़ के लिए करते हैं, हमने लोगों को कंप्यूटर सिखाया, हमने सीनियर सिटीजन, कम से कम 60,000 सीनियर सिटीजन को हमने स्मार्टफोन चलाना सिखाया कि वो घर पर बैठे रहते थे। अब वो हो गया कि वो अपने पोते पोतियों से चैट कर सकते हैं, वीडियो से चैट कर सकते हैं, अपने दोस्तों से बात कर सकते हैं। आज वो समझते हैं कि मैं भी अपने आप में एक बिजी पर्सन हूँ, नहीं तो वो अपने आप को अकेला समझते थे। तो इस तरह के हम कई कार्य करते हैं। हम मलाबार हिल का एक पूरे महीने के हम डिफरेंट कंपटीशन करते हैं, जहाँ 5 साल के बच्चे से लगाकर 90 साल के बुज़ुर्ग भी उसमें भाग लेते हैं। तो हमने बच्चों के लिए मेडिकल शुरू किया हुआ है, मेडिक्लेम भी है। तो कई सारे कार्य हैं जिनकी पूरी लिस्ट भी मैं यहाँ पर आपको नहीं बता सकती हूँ। जैसे कि मेरा मानना है कि बस आप कुछ न कुछ करते रहिए, जीवन में देते रहिए। क्योंकि गांधी जी ने भी कहा था कि वैष्णव जन तो तैने कहिए रे, जे पीर पराई जाने। और 4 वेद और 6 शास्त्र और 18 पुराणों के रचयिता व्यास जी ने भी एक ही बात कही है कि दुख दीने दुख मिलता है और सुख दीने सुख मिलता है। अगर आपको आम का पेड़ खाना है तो आम का फल खाना है तो आम का बीज ही लगाना पड़ेगा। अगर आप कोई और फल लगाओगे, कोई और बीज लगाओगे और उसके नीचे पूरी ज़िंदगी भी बैठ जाओगे, तो आपको आम का फल खाने को नहीं मिलेगा। और यही एक चीज़ है, कहते हैं ना कि हमारा जो व्यापार है ब्याज से दुगना होता है, खेती से 100 गुना होता है, लेकिन दान देने से तो वो अनंत 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 गुना हो जाता है। इसलिए हमारे पास जो कुछ है उसमें से कुछ न कुछ, 1 रुपये में से आप 5 पैसा भी दान दे दीजिए। मैं अपने जीवन की घटना बताती हूँ। मैं 7 साल की थी, मम्मी के साथ मैं मंदिर जा रही थी। तो मंदिर गई तो एक चॉकलेट वाले की दुकान के सामने रुक गई और मम्मी ने मुझे एक 5 स्टार चॉकलेट दिलाई जो मेरी बहुत पसंद की थी। इतने में वहाँ पर एक लड़की, जो गरीब लड़की थी, आई, उसने अपना हाथ फैलाया। अब मैं 5 साल की बच्ची थी, मैं अपनी चॉकलेट पीछे छिपाने लगी, मैं नहीं दूंगी। लेकिन मेरी मम्मी ने मुझे समझाया, नहीं बेटा, किसी का भी हाथ अगर ऐसे आया है उसको खाली मत जाने दो, उसमें से आधी चॉकलेट दे दो, मैं कल तुमको और दूसरी चॉकलेट दिलाऊंगी। और उस दिन से मैंने देने का ये धर्म जो है वो वहाँ पर सीखा। तो हमें देते रहना चाहिए।
बहुत बढ़िया मैम, बहुत बढ़िया आपने आज बात बताई कि
मैं चाहती हूँ कि 2 स्टूडेंट ऊपर आए, हम कुछ, मैं आप लोगों के साथ बात करना चाहती हूँ। कोई भी 2 लड़कियाँ 2 लड़के ऊपर आ जाएं।
Can we have 2 students from the audience, please, on the stage? 2 volunteers. It's going to be a small activity, a fun activity. So any 2 students can. We have 1 volunteer, okay? 1 more. Fantastic.
नमस्ते। मैं कुछ नहीं चाहती हूँ, मैं चाहती हूँ कि यहाँ पे सबको नींद आ रही है तो हम गाना गाएं और गाना गा के सबको जगा दें। तो हम कौन सा गाना गाएं बताइए, आप बताओ।
आप कौन सा सुनना चाहेंगे मैम?
जो भी है, हम देशभक्ति के गीत गाएं चलेगा या कुछ और गाना है वो गाएं? जहाँ डाल डाल पर सोने
चिड़िया करती है बसेरा,
वो भारत देश है मेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा। मेरे देश की धरती,
मेरे देश की धरती, सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती, मेरे देश की धरती।
अभी आप लोगों को उस गाने में मजा आएगा। सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो, चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे
हिंदुस्तानी,
सबसे आगे होंगे
हिंदुस्तानी। हमने कहा है जो
तुम भी
कहो।
आपको पहेलियां पूछूं? हाँ मैम, 2 मिनट है, 2 मिनट है, हम इन बच्चों के साथ गेम खेल रहे हैं। हाँ मैं चाहती हूँ कि हमारे साथ में बच्चे इन्वॉल्व हो जाएं, क्योंकि देखिए मुझे भाषण देना नहीं आता है, मैं नेता भी नहीं हूँ, अभिनेता भी नहीं हूँ। मैं सिर्फ आप लोगों से बात कर सकती हूँ, दिल से दिल की बात कर सकती हूँ। देखिए हमारा व्यक्तित्व 2 तरह का होता है, एक जिधर हवा चलती है उधर बहने लगता है, और दूसरा वो होता है जो कि हवाओं को भी अपने पीछे चलने पर मजबूर कर देता है, और जिनकी उपस्थिति ऐसी है जो लाखों में पहचानी जाए। तो आपको कैसा व्यक्तित्व बनना है?
लाखों में पहचानी,
लाखों, हाँ
लाखों में पहचानी जाए।
है? उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? ऐसे ही हो जाएगा? उसके लिए मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, अपने अंदर विश्वास जगाना होगा, करना होगा। याद रखिए कि तू जो चाहे तो पर्वत पहाड़ों को फोड़ दे, तू जो चाहे तो नदियों के मुख को मोड़ दे, तू जो चाहे तो माटी से अमृत निचोड़ दे, तू जो चाहे तो धरा को अंबर से जोड़ दे। अमर तेरे प्राण, मिला तुझको ये वरदान, तेरी आत्मा में स्वयं भगवान है रे। बच्चों तुम भूलो मत, तुम बड़े महान हो रे, तुम बड़े महान हो रे। अब मैं इन बच्चों को है ना 2 पहेलियां पूछती हूँ, हाँ उसका एक जवाब होगा। हाँ पूछो, समोसा क्यों नहीं खाया, चप्पल क्यों नहीं पहनी? दोनों का सवाल है, का जवाब एक ही है। समोसा क्यों नहीं खाया, चप्पल क्यों नहीं पहनी? क्या बोले? आता है? कोई भी बोल सकता है, कोई भी जवाब दे सकता है। हाँ?
पैसे नहीं थे।
पैसे नहीं थे, चलो ये भी ठीक है, लेकिन मेरा जवाब है क्योंकि तला नहीं था। समोसे को फ्राइड नहीं किया था और चप्पल की सोल नहीं थी, इसके लिए हमने नहीं पहना। मैं हूं एक ऐसा बाजा, रातों का राजा, सबको संगीत सुनाता फिर भी किसी को नहीं भाता। मैं हूं एक ऐसा बाजा, रातों का राजा, सबको संगीत सुनाता फिर भी किसी को नहीं भाता। किसी ने बोला मच्छर। ऐसे बहुत सारे हैं, लेकिन समय की मर्यादा है। एक दिन मैं आप लोगों के पास ऐसे ही आऊंगी जहां पर हम सिर्फ गाने गाएंगे और पहेलियां बनाएंगे, चलेगा? और आप लोगों से मिलकर मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। और दुनिया से कह दो कि हवाओं से कह दो कि अपनी औकात में रहें, हम परों से नहीं हौसलों से उड़ा करते हैं, हौसलों से उड़ा करते हैं। खूब आगे बढ़िए। एक चीज मैं आपको और कहना चाहती हूँ, इस फरवरी महीने में आपको विशेष बोनस मिल रहा है। क्या है वो बोनस? 29 एक दिन पूरे 60 कितने 24 घंटे 1440 मिनट 18,600 सेकंड आपको बोनस में मिलने जा रहे हैं। इस बोनस का लुत्फ उठाइए। देखिए माँ, जब आप छोटे थे, माँ अपने पान में से निकाल के गुलकंद खिलाती थी तो कैसा लगता था? उसकी खुशी बहुत अलग ही होती थी ना। किसी अनजान रास्ते पर दोस्त मिल जाए तो कैसा लगता है? बहुत अच्छा लगता है। दोस्तों के साथ में अगर मारपीट हो और भाई आकर हाथ रख दे, बेटा मैं तेरे साथ हूँ, कैसा लगता है? उस खुशी को हम बयान नहीं कर सकते। ये छोटी छोटी खुशियाँ हैं जो अपने जीवन में आप इसे अपनाएं। और इस फरवरी के 29 तारीख को ऐसे ही मत जाने देना बेख्याली में, इसको जीना, क्योंकि हम 365 दिन जीने के आदी हैं। इस बार हमको 366 डे जीना है, और इसी के साथ कि ये हमको बोनस में मिल रहा है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद बच्चों, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। खूब आगे बढ़ो, खूब आगे बढ़ो, खूब बढ़ो।
Ma'am is a natural orator and beautiful, ma'am, very nice. Okay, I have one more last question for all of you. We can start with Sneha and then go on. The hardships that you faced during your process, key hardships, and how did you overcome them?
The major hardship was nobody knew me in Delhi. And to showcase my cuisine, that was my main aim. Nobody trusted me. Nobody means no hotel, no restaurant trusted me because I was new. They thought that why to take risk for this cuisine which people are not aware of. क्या पता लोग नहीं आएंगे, उनका बिजनेस नहीं होगा, तो किसी ने मुझे जगह नहीं दी थी. तो उसके लिए मैंने क्या किया था, सबसे पहले I started it with my own house. I opened my house. I have a 3-bedroom house, and 48 people came for that. I got 48 bookings, yes. And घर से शुरू किया था, उसके बाद जब 2 इवेंट में देखा सक्सेस हो गया, सेकेंड इवेंट में 80 लोग आए थे. उसको मैंने 2 शिफ्ट में किया था, लंच एंड डिनर. उसके बाद मुझे एक रेस्टोरेंट ने बुलाया, फिर दूसरे रेस्टोरेंट ने बुलाया, फिर अब 5 स्टार होटल्स बुलाती है. रेडिसन भी मैंने किया अभी लेटेस्ट. एंड देन Nepal, in one restaurant in Nepal, they invited me for 3-day food fest. And recently I have done 3-day food fest in Dublin. And yes.
That's such a fantastic journey.
So hardship was there, but you should not give up. I'm not the person to give up.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yes,
what a
thank
lovely journey. Raj, up to you.
Oh man, I'd go on all day long for all my hardships, but I'll tell you, you know, I used to play a risky game being an investor since I was young. I started my first business when I was 17. And I chased money, obviously I said that already, and I made millions, but at one time, I invested everything that I had. As an entrepreneur, sometimes you see a vision and you're like, yo, this is it. And success is not a good teacher. That's number one. I'm gonna tell you, success is not gonna teach you nothing. But I put all my money, I had about 5 deals going at the time, and that was about 2008, and the market crashed. So I had a home, I had cars, I had everything, and overnight, my fortune, everything was gone. I put all my cash, I put everything, and the market tanked, and I had nothing. Everything was taken away from me, and I was sleeping on an air mattress. I had nothing. I had an apartment after that with no furniture, nothing. I had to liquidate everything. And all I had was my mindset. I said, you know, I may be broke, I'm not poor, I may be broke at this time, but I'll come back. And, you know, I hustled. That's one thing I know how to do. I know how to make money. I'm like, I lost my money 1, 2, 3 times. I know how to make the money. And I slept on that air mattress, waking up every day. I didn't let anything phase my mindset because I said this is temporary. And a person, I'll tell you, doesn't matter where you're at today. What matters is what you see here. I live in a different place every single day. It doesn't matter what's going on. You're going to see challenges. You're going to see hardships. But don't become those hardships. See where you're going. See where you're going. And that's all I did. And I see challenges every day. But I look at the challenge. I said, come on, challenge. Bring it. Bring it. I'll take you on. I'll slam you and I'll go to the next challenge because the more you do, the bigger your vision is, the more challenges are given. And if you want to live a mediocre life and have no challenge, then you might as well be dead, right? Because life is all about challenge. And the quicker you can learn to accept them, then the quicker you become stronger to overcome them. That's it. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, you better get used to it, man. You better get strong, mind, body, spirit. Those are the 3 pillars that I live by. The outside world, I don't care what happens, right? That's a given that you're going to have challenge. What I care about is what happens inside. What my mind's doing, what my body's doing, what my spirituality is doing. If I got those 3 set, the rest is all good, man. That's it. You're going to have hardships. Just overcome them.
Fantastic. Dr. Manisha, if you could also talk to us about how you faced the hardships because you started much back in time when the communication was difficult, the times were different, and still you were persistent and you have reached today and your journey has been such a fantastic one.
पहले तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हार्डशिप क्या होती है वो आपको यहाँ सोचना पड़ता है. My father was a national level trade unionist, totally honest one, 5 million membership थी, railways, port, iron, steel, textiles. But we didn't have a single bad penny in the house, not a single bad penny. So people might have seen that as hardship, but that wasn't a hardship for us. We had no money. But I never saw the bottom of my table किताबें इतनी रहती थी। सैटरडे संडेज को हमारे घर पे सोक्रेटिस से लेके, कालिदास से लेके, चारवाक से लेके हर चीज पे चर्चा होती थी। सो दैट इज व्हाट टू थिंक, टू रीड, यू डोंट नीड अ होल लॉट ऑफ मनी, सो यू हैव टू डिफाइन। दूसरा ये कि कई लोग हमको ये बोलते अभी भी बोलते हैं कि आपने कितना सैक्रिफाइस किया। दोस्तों, मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूं कि सैक्रिफाइस जितना परवर्टेड कॉन्सेप्ट कोई नहीं है इस दुनिया में। त्याग परवर्टेड है। अगर आपको कुछ चाहिए तो जाके ले लो ना। क्यों दुनिया को मार पिटाई कर रहे हो कि मुझे वो चाहिए था और मुझे वो मिला नहीं? डोंट बीट अदर पीपल। इफ यू लाइक समथिंग, गो एंड गेट इट। हमसे कोई यही नहीं पूछता कि आपको खुशी कितनी मिली। आज मैं पैसे के पीछे नहीं हूं, तो मुझे कोई करोड़ों रुपया भी दे, मैं उसका काम नहीं करूंगी। और मुझे कोई भी पैसा नहीं मिले तो मैं वो काम करूंगी, क्योंकि मेरा मकसद है कि ये सूरत बदलनी चाहिए, ये दुनिया बदलनी चाहिए, ये मेरा मकसद है। दूसरी बात यह है कि फिजिकल हार्डशिप्स जो है, आई हैव हैड सम वेरी बैड हेल्थ एक्सपीरियंसेस, वन वेरी नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंस। आई वुड हैव डाइड। मैं उसी देहात में रहती थी 5 साल के लिए। गोबर का पुता हुआ घर था, मिट्टी का पुते हुए दीवारें थी। मेरे दोनों बच्चे उसी घर में बड़े हुए। ना फोन था। 1987 में एक बल्ब था और एक अंदर जो है किचन में बल्ब था, उतना ही था। पर वो कोई हार्डशिप नहीं थी। लेकिन उस दिन अगर मैं शहर में नहीं रहती उस शाम को, तो आई वुड हैव डाइड ऑफ ब्लीडिंग। तो उस हार्डशिप से देन आई वेंट थ्रू कैंसर इन 2001. Now somebody might think that, you know, these are big hardships, but friends, today is 2020 और मैं आपके सामने हूं ना यहाँ पे। पर मेरी गांव की सहेलियां जिनके कैंसर्स देर में डिटेक्ट हुए, वो सारी मर गई हैं। They are not here to tell the story. एंड इसलिए जो हार्डशिप्स हमने सहे, वो लोगों के दुख दर्द देखना वॉज द बिगेस्ट हार्डशिप। एंड इन वॉट वेज कैन वी वर्क टुगेदर टू रिमूव द हार्डशिप्स ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर्स, ऑफ द वे पीपल बिहेव विथ ईच अदर? आई थिंक दैट इज द बिगेस्ट हार्डशिप। तो रात को अगर मुझे नींद नहीं आती, तो मुझे कभी भी नींद इस बात से नहीं आती कि मेरा क्या होगा। पर कभी अगर मुझे नींद नहीं आती तो मुझे लगता है वो अन्याय क्यों हुआ, और मैंने कैसे वहां पे मैं कुछ नहीं कर पाई, या मैं कर पाई तो इट वॉजंट इनफ। तो इसलिए हार्डशिप, जब आप पूरे दुनिया के अद्वैत का नाता क्या है, अहम ब्रह्मास्मि, आई एम द यूनिवर्स एंड द यूनिवर्स इज मी, when you recognize that every other human being is connected to you, फिर दूसरे को होने वाली तकलीफ आपकी तकलीफ बनती है, और आपको तकलीफ ही नहीं होती क्योंकि पूरे ह्यूमन काइंड में वो बट जाती है। तो इसलिए मुझे ये फिर से मैं कहूंगी कि हार्डशिप इज हियर। अगर आप सोचते हैं कि दिस इज अ हार्डशिप फॉर मी, इट विल बिकम, आई कंप्लीटली अग्री विथ यू दैट इफ यू बिलीव दैट दैट इज योर हार्डशिप, इट विल बिकम योर हार्डशिप। And if you believe it is not your hardship, it doesn't become your hardship. Thank you.
That's fantastic, and such a positive approach, and so a different way to look at life, and the way you're looking at challenges and how you will overcome them. I think that's a great thought for all of us who are sitting here today in the audience, and especially I feel very connected to what you said just now, that if you let the hardship become you, it becomes part of you, it becomes one of you. So well said. I think now it's time for us to nearly close the session, and I'm so thankful that all of you were here today. You could spend time and share your stories with us, and you brought so much energy today, ma'am, to the dais here, and fantastic. Thank you so much. We shall have a small felicitation ceremony for all of you. Thank you so much for spending time with us today afternoon. We are very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you all the dignitaries. I would like to request Professor Mrs. Sunita Karad, Madam, Dean Management, Director ICT, to felicitate our dignitaries for this particular session. Also, we are conferring Social Transformation of Eminence Award to all the dignitaries. I would like to request Professor Sujit Funde sir to please join us on the stage. Okay, during the felicitation, I request the team to please display the AVs of the guest. Miss Manju Lodha.
Manju Lodha is an ardent philanthropist, poet, and writer based in Mumbai. She is the chairperson of the NGO Lodha Foundation that aims to improve the lives of communities by making investments in initiatives in the fields of education, culture, literature, sports, and water resources, to name a few. The core focus of the foundation is to make families self-reliant by making at least one member of the family employable by means of education. The first initiative of the Lodha Foundation was sponsoring the education of girl child. They also run activities like Abhyasika, a reading room facility, the mobile library, various activities for senior citizens to keep them engaged. They have adopted 27 villages around Dombivli where various socio-economic welfare schemes have been implemented to uplift the weaker sections. She has received the Women Achievers Award from the hands of Chief Minister of Maharashtra. She has also written a book called Paramveer. We are glad to have you with us at Persona Fest.
I would like to request the team, please play the AV for Miss Manisha Gupte.
Dr. Manisha Gupte, a microbiologist and a sociologist, is co-founder of the rural feminist CBO, Mahila Sarvangin Utkarsh Mandal, MASUM, a non-governmental organization. MASUM works with marginalized women in about 20 villages in Pune and Ahmednagar districts of Maharashtra and has, through community participation, made them capable of standing up for their own rights and fighting for the rights of others. MASUM has been supporting LGBTQ+ rights since the 1980s. In an interview with the QNet, she shared her hopes that 100 years from now, there will be a day when being queer would not make a difference as everyone would be treated equally. She helped galvanize social change after learning tough lessons along the way. For the past 40 years, she has been a leader in the women's health and rights movements in India as well as on the international stage. We are glad to have you with us at Persona Fest.
Team, please play the video AVs for Miss Sneha Saikia.
Sneha Saikia is an exceptionally gifted home chef. She is a talented Assamese cook who has a wide repertoire in her arsenal and a wide range of culinary interests. She enjoys experiencing and learning about food from all across the world, in addition to interacting with culinary professionals from different disciplines. She is an inveterate cook who is equally comfortable cooking for 200 as she is for 2. Sneha Saikia is a gracious host who enjoys hosting pop-ups, especially featuring food from her native land, Assam, which she is particularly passionate about promoting. We are glad to have you with us at Persona Fest.
Please play the AV for Mr. Raj Brar. invite you all the dignitaries, the ma'am.
Okay, I just want to make a small announcement that recently Times of India has written a coffee table book on Manju Lodha ji. I am Manju Lodha. That's the book for the, and she has been felicitated, and that book has been released by Rajyapal, the president of our Maharashtra state. And congratulations Manju ji on behalf of MIT ADT University, and a big clap of round for the same. Thank you.
मंजू मैम, जाने से पहले कुछ एक दो शब्द क्लोजिंग लाइंस आपकी तरफ से।
सबसे पहले तो मैं सुनीता जी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ कि उन्होंने आज मुझे यहाँ पर आमंत्रित किया। और मैं सभी विद्यार्थियों से ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि मुझे जब भी मैं करीना कपूर का एक डायलॉग बहुत पसंद है कि मैं अपने आप की फेवरेट हूँ। तो आप लोग भी सब अपने आप के फेवरेट बनकर रहिए, क्योंकि जब हम अपने आप को पसंद करते हैं तो दुनिया भी हमें पसंद करती है। जब भी आईना देखे तैयार होकर निकले तो बोले आई एम लुकिंग हैंडसम एंड आई एम लुकिंग ब्यूटीफुल, यू आर किलिंग। बस तो आप खुद खुश रहेंगे, लोगों में आनंद बांटेंगे, और इससे बड़ा और कोई आनंद हमें नहीं मिल सकता कि इन बातों पर भरोसा कीजिए और आसमान को छूने की हिम्मत दीजिए। आप लोगों से मिलकर जी बहुत खुश हुआ। सुनीता जी फिर बुलाएंगे तो फिर आएंगे। अब हम सबको जाने की इजाज़त दीजिए, जाने की इजाज़त दीजिए।
Thank you so much Manju ma'am.
चल हम लोग नहीं, मैं ऐसे ही गाना गा लाते हैं, हम होंगे कामयाब। मेरी लाइन बोलना है।
आज की हमारी मुख्य
मैं बच्चों से ये कहूँगी, मेरी लाइन की नहीं, कि मुस्कुराहट से खिलता है चेहरे का गुलाब। एक मुस्कुराहट 100 जख्मों की दवा होती है, और हर मुस्कुराता हुआ चेहरा आप लोगों की तरह खूबसूरत होता है, आप लोगों की तरह खूबसूरत होता है। इसलिए सदैव मुस्कुराते रहिए, क्योंकि रोते रहने से गालों पर रिंकल पड़ते हैं, चिंता करने से गालों पर पिंपल पड़ते हैं। इसलिए सदा हंसते रहिए, क्योंकि हंसते रहने से गालों पर डिंपल पड़ते हैं, डिंपल पड़ते हैं।
Thank you.